But as per usual, I'm gonna be ambitious. Hey y'all, my name is Nat. I hope you're having a terrific day today. And for this video, we are gonna be doing my July TBR. Alright, before I get into anything bookish, make sure to hit like and subscribe down below, as well as tell me in the comments, are you partaking in Summerween? Because I am so excited. All information for that readathon is going to be in the description down below, and I am basically letting this influence most of my TBR for July, if I'm being honest. Part of me has really been drawn towards scarier and darker books lately. The announcement of Summerween just kind of reinvigorated that. So I'm really hoping to work down my horror, thriller, mystery TBR this month. However, as usual, let's start things out with my TBR jars and see what we're gonna be reading this month from these babes. So if you're new to my channel, I have two TBR jars. This one focuses on books from my digital shelf, and then this other one will focus on books from my physical shelf. This kind of helps me read down both of these gigantic lists. And as I said, unless I get a genre or a random specific one that gives me something romance related, chances are I'm probably gonna have something very reminiscent of Summerween. So like I said, we're starting with my digital, and let's do this one. Ooh, a Spotify picks. So Spotify picks means that I'm gonna go to my like playlist on Spotify and randomize, and then try to find a book that I feels matches the song that came up. Okay, so we got Remedy by 𝗖cie, which is a jam. Basically, the song's like kind of about like a failed relationship that, you know, was built on lies and trying to like find a new love kind of thing. So ironically, yeah, that's probably gonna be something romance related. Let's see what I got.
Later.
Ooh, okay, this would give me an excuse to buy a book that I've been eyeing on Pango, because I can't get it anywhere else, and it is on my digital TBR. Plus, I have a video planned for this book, so you know what, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go with Black Witch Magic by Mila Nix, because this one is about a woman who comes from this witchy family. I believe her grandmother was actually like an evil witch, and she's just trying to like live a normal, quiet life as a librarian. But then this hot paranormal investigator comes to town, is investigating into her family, but at the same time is very intrigued and smitten by her. So she has to like keep up this lie about her family, and also lead him away from investigating her, while at the same time feelings are building. It's not exact, but it does hit on lies and love, plus it's witchy, so you know it's gonna kind of go with the Summerween theme. I'm going with this one. I think that sounds good. So that's our digital pick. Now let's look at our physical pick for the month. Let's go with this one. The or of in the title. Okay, I feel like that should be pretty easy. I think I'm gonna go with The Only One Left by 𝗖cie his𝘁 because his newest book just recently came out and I still haven't read this one. I've heard mixed things on it, but like not nearly as negative as Survive the Night or The House Across the Lake. So I'm hopeful that this one will go a little bit better, but we'll see. Okay, I think this one is about this woman who becomes a caretaker for a woman sort of believed to have murdered her whole family, but nobody's really been able to prove that. And she is now disabled and can only speak via a typewriter, I believe. Like she will type out what she means to say on the typewriter, and is telling her story to this home healthcare person, slowly revealing what happened in the past, but also like I think there's some, probably knowing 𝗖cie his𝘁, a wild twist going on in the present timeline as well. I'm gonna be really intrigued to try this one out. Plus on top of that, Josh recently found out that he likes 𝗖cie his𝘁, so I might convince him to listen to the audiobook of this one with me. That'll be fun. Next up, let's just go ahead and talk about Summerween plans. Since it's only a week, I'm trying not to be too ambitious here, but as per usual, I'm gonna be ambitious. So first off, read a book in the dark. I'm not gonna set something specific for this one, but I'll probably read some book at some point in the dark that week. Then there is to read a thriller or horror book. So obviously The Only One Left could fit, even though I don't tend to make my readathon week the same as a weekly reading vlog, but you never know, maybe it'll happen. Or I could get it read early, we'll see. I also would love to read Mary by Nat Cassidy though. I've been wanting to get to this one for quite some time. It's a retelling of Carrie, except it's following a woman who is going into menopause and starts to see things. I'm having a feeling that I'll probably end up annotating it. Yeah, I'm that confident I'm gonna enjoy this. The one other book I have as a possibility for this is The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley. Foley, as it is on my 12 Recs by 12 Friends list for the year. This was recommended to me by my friend Catherine. If I remember correctly, I think she read this book and did not like it, and then our friend Allie also read this book and did not like it, and they were trying to force me into hate reading this book. And seeing as how other people who've read Lucy Foley and really enjoy her stuff also didn't have the best things to say about this one, I'm a little nervous, I'll be honest. I'm going to allow myself to DNF if needed, but I'll try. Then for the next prompt is to read a book with a night sky on the cover. And surprisingly, I actually had a hard time with this one. And though this version does not, the original published version of Murder Road by Simone St. James, it's a road being lit by a car, so obviously it has to be taking place at night. This one, I definitely want to read this gorgeous Evernight box edition if possible. I don't think I've officially talked about this in a haul yet, but it is gorgeous. And I know it's following this couple who was out driving late one night and then ends up accidentally hitting this woman with her car, but it turns out she's like severely injured, not from them hitting her, but from other events. And once they take her to the hospital, she ends up dying, and the police believe they're responsible, but they know they're not and are trying to figure out what's going on. I have had positive experience with Simone St. James in the past. Her mysteries tend to be very enjoyable and also always have some sort of a romance element in them. I think I'll probably enjoy that. Plus this cover is just gorgeous and I really want to enjoy it so I can display it on my shelves. Speaking of Simone St. James, for the next prompt, a book with 5 words in the title, I am considering reading The Haunting of Maddie Clare by the same author. I don't remember what this one's about, but I know Mary at Books with Tofukado recommended it. I think also, again, it has like some sort of supernatural ghosty vibe going on, plus a little bit of a romance. And again, Simone St. James, I'm intrigued enough right there. Though there is the possibility I might read a different book for this, which is The Eyes Are the Best Part by Monica Kim. I've heard a lot of positive things about this, that it's like some feminine rage serial killer, very reminiscent of Mayfly, which I did enjoy the commentary that was going on there, plus some like gory aspects, again around eyeballs, ironically. Plus this is the July pick for the Big Bad Booty Bitches book club, which is hosted by Aaliyah, and I'm going to be co-hosting with her. Very excited. Like I said, this one just has me so intrigued and I can't wait to talk about it with everybody. Finally, the last book is to read a book that takes place in summer. I think from what I looked up, The Power of Some Hartman does take place in summer, meaning that is an option. It also looks like Murder Road does as well. I just checked, and on the first sentence it says July, meaning this would be perfect. Or I'm also throwing around the idea of trying to get in The Sisters of the Lost Nation by Nick Medina. I wanted to read this last year, I never got to it. It is a indigenous folklore based horror story, and I really want to get around to it. So as you can see, I have many options for like every single one of these, meaning my actual reading for that week is going to be very up in the air. Apart from that, I do, as per usual, always partake in a bunch of book clubs. I just realized actually that Black Witch Magic will work for my romance book club this month. That's perfect because we need to read the first book in a romance series. Then for my fantasy book club, we need to read a book that has robots with heart. It is possible one of my Star Wars books could fulfill this, as we have had some android or AI characters in prior books, but I don't want to guarantee that and bank on it. So I'm considering once again trying to pick up Illuminate by Jay Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. This is also from my 12 Recs by 12 Friends, ironically from my friend Allie. That would kind of work out very well if I read Allie and Kat's pick in the same month. I finally looked up what this one is about, and I think it's something to do with like this couple who is on a spaceship, except like they've broken up. Now they're reliant on each other to get the spaceship working again. And I'm pretty sure the spaceship itself has an AI on board, interacts with them throughout the story, and I know it's told in multimedia format. There's a lot going right with this that hopefully will mean I enjoy it and that I definitely get it read this month. I already talked to y'all about the 4Bs book club. Oh, for Jan Agaton's Full Moon book club, we're going to be reading The Haunting of Velkwood by Gwendolyn Kist. It looks like this is about 3 childhood friends who miraculously survive the night everyone in their town turned into ghosts. I do see it also has some queer rep going on in it, so
I'm intrigued. Hopefully y'all will like this. We shall see. I've never heard anybody talk about it.
Of course, I have my Star Wars books that I need to get read every single month. So first off, I'm going to be reading The Eye of Darkness by George Mann. Okay, I saw the cover of this one at my library and was so excited to get to it, even though I had no idea where it was in the timeline, because this cover is so eye-catching, especially seeing as how I know that this guy on the cover is our big bad. This is Marchion Ro, and so excited to see more about his backstory. I really hope we dive a little bit more into that, especially now that he's not necessarily succeeding, but he ain't exactly doing too bad with his plans either. He's gonna get a lot more ruthless, I can just tell. And I'm so hyped for it. So it looks like this is taking place about a year after the events of the Fallen Star. The Jedi are once again trying to break the hold the Nihil has over the Outer Rim. Like I said, that's all I want to know. I'm excited, cannot wait. Then I have Defy the Storm by Tessa Gratton and Justina Ireland. I'm really excited for this one because the last Star Wars novel with these two authors was a 4.5 stars. Here's hoping that happens again. Kind of the same idea. We are once more following the Jedi trying to break the hold that the Nihil have on this section of space. We are going to be returning to Vernestra Rwoh, which is a very young Jedi that I really enjoyed in some of the prior YA books. So once again, I'm hopeful that I'll really love this one. Finally, I do actually have 2 arcs I want to try and work in this month. First off, I was actually sent The Faculty Lounge by Jennifer Matthew from Dunton, and I'm very excited for this. I really loved Jennifer Matthew's YA feminist novel, Moxie, so I'm intrigued to see what she does with an adult story. I don't really want to dive in too far, but it looks like it is a ode to educators that is talking about a lot of the unfortunate issues that teachers have to deal with nowadays, and I'm hopeful that this will be funny, but also handling some serious topics, much like Moxie did. Then I also have Morbidly Yours by Ivy Fairbanks, and I'm gonna be honest, the title of this sold me. I think it may be A Marriage of Convenience, but I also might be misremembering. But I know we're following a guy who like works at a funeral home, and then a woman who's like a cartoon artist or something, and she's like either helping him find a wife or becoming his fake wife, because of course he has to get married before something about the family funeral home will be left to him, I'm pretty sure. And also it's set in Ireland, so you know, I can imagine a wonderful Irish accent in my head whilst reading this. So as per usual, a overambitious TBR for the month. Not the best when it comes to my own TBR, only 3 books, but as I mentioned, my TBR jar might have given me an excuse to officially buy Black Witch Magic, so that'll be 4 books. One that will immediately get read, and that is always a great thing. So that's something. All right, y'all, so that is it for today. Thank you so much for coming to my channel. I really appreciate it. Make sure to hit like and subscribe down below. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, leave me a car emoji in the comments. I have all my socials, as well as a few ways you can support me, linked in the description. I come out videos on Monday and Friday, but until then, I hope you continue to have a terrific day. Love you, bye!